Hey babes, welcome and welcome back to And Everything in Between. I'm Victoria, your host and guide for navigating the beautiful chaos of your 20s. Whether you're building your dream career, figuring out relationships, or just trying to find you, this is your space for self-growth, real talk, and a little fun along the way. Let's dive into it and everything in between. Recently, one of my best friends texted me and she goes, I need you to tell me how you do your manifestations. And I'm honestly always so excited when my friends come to me with questions like this because I take manifesting and doing the things I say I'm going to do very seriously. And having that external validation while I'm doing what I'm doing feels really nice. And also, I'm happy that my friends trust me with helping them to achieve the goals that they have for themselves. I've known about the power of manifesting for probably the majority of my entire life. I was the girl in high school listening to affirmation when I wake up in the morning. And I've always just been very spiritual and believe in the power of energy and positivity and speaking kind words over your life, over the things that you want to do, over your family. So it's definitely something that I'd say I am experienced in. Came to learn about manifesting through YouTube, actually. I would be scrolling on YouTube, and when I was like 14 years old, there came a time where my algorithm was just dedicated to female empowerment and women empowerment. And that turned into affirmations and positive affirmations and motivational speeches and how to glow up in your life, how to be a boss in your life. And that kind of is how I landed in the world of manifesting and just having whatever you want in your life. And I'm so glad that I did because I would say that manifesting and obviously hard work has led me to where I am today. And I'm very happy with the life that I live and the person that I am constantly evolving into. I usually reference books as the source of either like habits or a lifestyle that I've come to start living out. But honestly, I can't say that there are many books on manifesting that I've read. There is one that is super popular, and you may have heard of it. It's called The Secret. This book definitely is what put manifestation and the law of attraction on the map in the early 2000s. And there are definitely more books on manifesting and the law of attraction and all of that stuff. I know one book called Manifest by Roxy Nafusti. I hope I'm saying that right, which I haven't read, but I've heard really good things about. But I can't pinpoint one book that I would say, like, this is the holy grail for someone in their 20s as a guide to manifesting that everyone knows of. They all use and reference this book. The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron has definitely become more popular over the year, especially for women in their 20s, creatives especially, due to the rise of Doechii and her documenting the use of this book and really just taking the world through her journey of the course that the Artist's Way is. And she talks a lot about manifesting and actually taking aligned action to becoming the artist that you want to be. So if there is one book that is like popularized for people, women in their 20s for manifesting and like becoming the person you want to be, I would say The Artist's Way. But it's like not necessarily like the manifestation book. So I don't know. There's definitely a market for something like that for people like us. personally, I have gained a lot of my knowledge, like I said, from YouTube, specifically from a YouTuber called Lior Alexandra and a creator called Lucy. Her channel is Life by Lucy, whose life I have literally seen change over the decade of watching her. I have seen her like making no money, just starting out on YouTube, trying to figure out her like what the life her future is going to look like, trying to buy a house. Like I have seen the beginning of her journey with manifesting and the law of attraction to now she's married and she moved to Spain and living in this beautiful house and she's making like millions of dollars from her business, and it's such a motivation to see that she did it. She quite literally manifested the life that she wanted. Again, with taking aligned action, because we're not just wishing on stars or buying a lottery ticket and fingers crossed that it's going to hit. No, manifesting is done in tandem with taking the actions, taking steps towards becoming the person that you want to become. Like you can't just hope that you will have abs and a tight butt if you're sitting in bed and not actively working out. Like it doesn't work like that, unfortunately. But these two creators specifically have taught me so much, and I have spent so much of my life learning from them. Like I started watching these people when I was 14 years old on YouTube. So yeah, 10 years later, I have gained so much from these people and so much from people who my algorithm suggests to me based on this content. And it's been very fulfilling. Leora Alexandra, she has taught me more about the law of attraction. The law of attraction basically states that what you believe, you will create. What you focus on, what you put your energy towards, will come to fruition. And once I started recognizing this and seeing or paying more attention to the way that I think, it completely changed the way I went about everything. It definitely sometimes is a little anxiety inducing as someone who is an obsessive thinker to think that, oh my gosh, like I'm focusing on this bad thing, or like I just am really doubting myself and that's all I can focus on. So that's what's going to happen. That has been something that I've had to learn how to deal with by calling out my thoughts and like being more aware of that I am not my thoughts. But once I started doing that and reframing the way that I think about things and being more optimistic about the way that I think about outcomes that I want, everything changed for me. Life by Lucy is her name. She taught me my favorite mechanism to manifest and like how to actually do it using a step-by-step process. So Lior introduced me to the concept. She like talks a lot about the laws of assumption, the law of attraction, detachment with it, which is something that we definitely don't talk about a lot. Detachment is when you put your manifestation out into the world, you claim it, you visualize it, you feel it, but then you let it go. You detach yourself from it. You detach yourself from the outcome. You try your best not to think about it and let the universe, God, do its thing in bringing you what you know is rightfully yours. And so, with that, and using the actual mechanisms to manifest, which I'll get into, I have been able to manifest so much. Like a car, I've manifested trips, places. I feel like I manifested my job, being able to work in fashion and travel the world by working in fashion, the school that I went to. I have been so blessed. And again, like I do work hard and I am qualified for the things that I have received and I deserve the things that I received, but it's the intention behind the manifestation that I can't doubt. Like I can't say that focusing my attention on the thing that I want isn't what has brought me the thing that I want. So, yeah, I attribute a lot to manifestation and I love it. So, I'm going to share my favorite ways to manifest and hope that you can take something away from it and use it to something that you want. And yeah, so visualizing, and feeling like your actual feelings are top two things that you need to manifest something. For example, let's take like a really easy example. I don't know, a job. Okay. Say that you are interviewing at a bunch of companies, you're looking for a new job, you find the job that you really want, you really click with the manager, you know that this job was basically made for you, you want it really bad. In this case, to call that in for yourself, to attract it to you, what I would do is like visualize yourself getting the job. Visualize the how it would play out when you actually receive the call from the hiring manager that they're offering you a position. Visualize what you're wearing when you get that call. Visualize yourself working in the office that you went to for your interview, and then feel the feelings that are associated with those visualizations. So when you get that call from the hiring manager that they want to offer you the position, girl, I know I would be jumping up and down, screaming, so grateful, feeling like I'm on top of the world because it's a rough market out there and this is the one that I wanted. That feeling is super important to put out into the world so that you can know what it feels like when you have this thing and you're not just like working towards something on paper or that is random. Like no, you know how this job is going to make you feel, and it's important to put that out into the universe. My personal favorite method of manifesting is scripting. I love a good pen and paper. I love a good pen and paper. I love journaling. I love writing. So, scripting has been something that's been super helpful for me. And it's something that I do specifically at the start of every year. So, what I will do is collect all of my goals, everything that I want to happen into like a bulleted list. And then from there, I will write in detail how happy I am to have received this thing, how just like grateful I am that this thing that I want is now in my life. Yeah. And having that visual of gratitude and again, feeling the sense of gratitude that I will have for receiving the things that I want, amplify that manifestation or like that wish for me. Life by Lucy definitely explains this much better because she's the one that taught me this. But scripting and like just being grateful for whatever you want, even though you don't have it yet, is such a key and game changer when it comes to manifesting. It's important to note that in order to manifest, you have to be in a good space energetically. When you want to call something specific in, if your energy is not in alignment with that thing that you want, you're not going to get it. Like if you so badly want a relationship to be in a loving, healthy, symbiotically beautiful relationship, and you just have been super sad and feeling like you're going to be the only person left on the planet without a partner and just super down on yourself for not putting yourself out there enough, all of that, you're not getting the partner until you yourself have aligned to the energy of feeling love already, feeling grateful for the relationship that you have already, feeling content, honestly, already. The thing that you want is not going to come to you because there's a subconscious doubt there. There is underlying energy that is not in alignment with the thing that you want. So it'll miss you. I can very seriously acknowledge and know, because people tell me all the time that they don't believe in manifesting because it's too woo-woo, and our brains tell us that we need to see things in order to believe them, or you need the thing to come to you before you can feel the feeling of being grateful for it or happy about it. And that's completely fine. If you want to believe that and stay stuck in that belief that you have to work super hard to get things or nothing in life comes easily, go ahead, please. But I don't believe that. I have seen the power of manifesting for myself and for so many people in my life. I've seen it for people I don't even know across the globe. And it's something that I just believe in so wholeheartedly. I will say that the effects of feeling the feelings and taking aligned actions to your goals are rooted in cognitive psychology and self-fulfilling prophecies, where focusing on desired outcomes can lead to actions that increase the chances of them happening. Like I said before, manifestation works in tandem with taking actions that are aligned with your desired outcome. You're not just wishing on a star, magically hoping that things will appear. So I hope that was helpful. I hope I convinced at least one person to try manifestation, and let me know in the show comments or DMs what you're hoping to call in, and good luck. Thank you so much for tuning in. If this episode resonated with you or would be helpful for someone you know, please subscribe on Spotify, Apple, or YouTube and share it with a friend. You can also follow the podcast on Instagram at and.everything.inbetween for updates, and you can find me on Instagram at victoria.liverpool. This podcast is sound designed and edited by Misty Avenger. Music for this podcast is The Dude by Matt Large, courtesy of Epidemic Sound. Details provided in the description. Remember, episodes drop weekly on Sundays at 7 p.m. Until then, keep growing, glowing, and remember, you got this.